My name is Kit Marie,
And I'm Lynn Marie.
and we are new residents of Montgomery County, Texas. We lived in Baton Rouge for over 40 years.
Texas was really not on my agenda until 18 years ago. One of our sons moved after college, and then all three of our sons moved here, married, and our 5 grandchildren are here. One day we just said to ourselves, we need to move.
Why are we doing this?
And it was really a bold thing for us, but we're so glad we did.
We found a perfect place to enjoy as a lake house on Lake Conroe.
As a realtor, the simple role is to help guide your client towards making an informed decision on the home they want to buy or the house that they're trying to sell. And you really need to demonstrate a certain degree of patience, a certain degree of professionalism, and you really have to understand where your client is coming from to properly meet their needs in their home purchase or sale.
This house is just beautiful. It's large enough to accommodate our whole family when they're here, which we're very thankful for that. Also, we love the view. This house just hit all the marks for us. We met Jim after we got a recommendation from Jordan, our son, and he knew how Jim operated, he knew how his dad operated, and he realized that we would be a great match.
We hit it off right away.
We had maybe a 15-minute chat, and I can't speak for him, but I knew at the end of that phone call that he and I were going to work very well together. We were both very detail-oriented. We both have a very professional approach to life, and I felt confident that I would be able to be of good service to them.
Jim came along with us. It was really a great decision for us.
And immediately, we were happy we did. Even the first time we went and looked at houses, we were so impressed because he was taking notes about what we liked and didn't like about the houses.
He gave a lot of forethought to how we approached looking at houses. He did a lot of background work before we ever came on a visit.
And the first weekend that they drove out to town, I set up a series of homes. I don't think they necessarily understood what they were getting into initially, but we had a wonderful time together. And you know, the process of spending time with a client, buying something as personal as real estate, leads to great conversations about life, about your family, about what's important in the world, and we really became quite close as a process. And I found that for most of my client transactions, there's always a special relationship that develops by the end of it.
We found the right house for us. He sold the right house. It was at a fair price, and Jim took us through those steps very comfortably. Buying a house can create anxiety because it's probably one of the biggest purchases that a family ever makes. And for us, hopefully this is the last one that we make for a long time. And so we wanted it to be right, and we wanted it to be the one that we wanted, and he helped us walk through that, would you say?
It wasn't just a home search. These were clients that were making a break from their community. On paper, it made a lot of sense, but to go through the process of that separation is very stressful. And I tried to be very empathetic and patient with their process, because it wasn't necessarily just about finding the right home, but also helping them give themselves permission to make the change, to actually make the purchase with confidence, to know that they were making a good decision, not just for themselves and not just for their families, but for their finances.
I think if we had had a realtor that had done less than that, the decision would have been so much harder.
It was just a real special moment to help them successfully execute their dream. Not everyone gets to do that. Not everyone even gets to actually pursue their dream home and their dream location near their families. And to be part of that process you can't help but be moved by it, and you can't help but form a closer bond to your client in the effort.
He just did not leave us hanging. He didn't leave us hanging. He didn't say goodbye, nice knowing you. He made sure that we were comfortable here and came back to the house with us and made sure we were set up before he left. And I appreciate that so much, and I know Kit did too.
It's really cool that you can get a great friend in doing this, and we have.